Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be unboxing something pretty special. Inside this box is a Canadian National 484 brass Northern type steam locomotive. And this is a type of engine which I've always wanted, because here in the Ottawa Valley, we have a place called the Museum of Science and Technology. And at this museum, they've got a whole variety of different steam locomotives on display. And ever since I was just a youngin', we'd go to see them. Sometimes I'd get to see the locomotives with my grandparents or just my family. It was always a good time. But there was one there, which was the Northern, which always caught my eye, and I always thought it would be amazing to have an HO scale model of it. So anyways, a few months ago, I was browsing eBay, and I actually came across one of them. So I outbid everybody. I ended up winning it, and here it is today, and I'll finally get to take it out of the box and see what it looks like. It's now time for the moment of truth. Let's open this thing up. My goodness, there it is. The engine that I've always wanted right here. I can't believe that it's finally here. Let's get this thing out of the box. We'll have a closer look at it, and then we'll take it over to the track and just see how it runs. We'll start with the tender here. Just look how well done all of that is. And we'll have a look at the locomotive as well here. I kind of can't believe I'm actually seeing an HO scale version of, this engine which I've wanted for so many years. I mean, it's been like, I don't know, 15 years I've been on the hunt for one of these, and just, I don't know, finally seeing it for the first time is really special. Here's the cab. I never got to go inside this locomotive, but I know the museum at least years ago used to have certain days where they would open up the cab. I've seen some photos online of what it looks like. Seems quite accurate. You can see the detail on this thing really is superb. They did a terrific job with it. Anyways, without any further ado, let's take this thing over the track and see how it runs. The seller did claim it was a runner, so we'll see if it stands true to its word. I'm really looking forward to seeing how well this thing runs. I feel that given the cosmetic condition, it's probably going to be fine. But then again, brass locomotives can be a little bit funny, so we'll just have to see, I guess. Alright, moment of truth here. Wow. Oh. It's stuck. Okay. That was a little bit funny. It got a little bit locked up. I don't know when the last time this thing was run is, but when it is moving, it looks absolutely superb. I can't believe just how smooth it is. Huh, locked again. That's weird. Let's try moving it back and forth. Oh, locked up. There we go. Something's not quite right. It's moving, but it just keeps locking up. Like you can see, it's getting power just fine. But then it will kind of get stuck like that, so I don't really know what's up. So I just started having a bit of a closer look over the drivers, and I find when you hold a steam locomotive this way, it can really reveal a lot about what might be causing issues if you see it kind of get stuck like that. So what I look out for is that, components which move around each other, make sure that there's enough space, because if something like this gets bent, it can lock a locomotive up. In this case, everything looks to be pretty good, except check this out right here. Kind of hard to see, but we can see that the counterweight on this wheel is actually coming in contact with the driver. So my guess is that when the locomotive is going into a corner, it's moving these wheel sets around a little bit to adjust to the corner, and it's causing this part to lock up. So I'm not entirely sure how to fix that, but I believe that that is in fact the problem. So we'll see what we can do about that. So what I'm going to try doing here is just removing this screw, and we'll see if we can kind of shim up this driver a little bit. So we'll see if adding that washer makes any difference. It might also cause this to come into contact with other moving parts, but I figure it's worth the risk since it's already having a bit of an issue. The performance seems alright. I mean, a steam locomotive like this is not obviously meant to be operated upside down, so that might be causing some funny stuff to happen too. So let's take it back over to the track and see if that fixed it. So hopefully this performs a little bit better on the track than it did on the bench. I mean, it wasn't horrible on the bench, but it did look like it was still binding up a little bit. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, doesn't look half bad. Will it make it through? Yes, it will. Very good. Okay, right on. That seems to have fixed it. I'm amazed. I really thought that was going to be a lot more trouble. Let's see if it can make an entire lap. Wow, no problem. So now that we seem to have this thing running correctly, what I really want to do is throw some passenger cars behind it. Unfortunately, I don't have too many Canadian National passenger cars for it to pull, so I think for the time being, we're just going to have it pull some of my River Rossi New York Central cars. I know it's the wrong railroad, but it's probably the closest thing I have aero-wise to it for now. I do want to get some genuine passenger cars for it. If I could get some brass ones, I think that would look pretty sick, so I'm going to have to keep my eyes open for that. But for the time being, let's put those New York Central ones behind it. Well, it doesn't look half bad to me. Anyways, let's give it some power. Oh, that's not good. Alright, here's a game. Which side is out of spec? It might be the locomotive. Well, it's not this coupler I installed, so I guess this needs some adjusting. So, we'll see if we can correct what's going on here. And it appears that the coupler is way lower than it should be. Now, I find that this box looks just about where it should be. It just doesn't look quite like even either, so I'm just going to try kind of bending that back a little bit and see if we can get it back within spec here. Yep, that looks about right. So this wasn't a problem with the coupler pocket. Somebody probably just dropped it on here and didn't notice that they did any damage to it. So I think that this thing is good to hit the rails again. Hopefully things will go a little bit better this time. Well, folks, I think that that's going to be about a wrap for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed getting to unbox this thing today. I think that it's a really unique locomotive, and I'm super happy to add it to the collection. I know it took a little bit of effort to get it going again, which is not something I necessarily expected, but I probably should have, just because I find most brass locomotives need a little bit of tweaking before they can ride the rails properly. But you know what? A little bit of adjusting, it seems to be running around just fine, and it can even handle the 22 radius curves on the layout, which I wasn't so sure about. So yeah, I really couldn't be happier. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed as well, and with that, I just want to thank you all so much for watching.